My fiance's parent lived on the top floor of an impressive condominium. Welcoming us was his mother, who had raised him as a single-parent family. She was an efficient president and a beautiful middle-aged woman. Feeling nervous in front of such a wonderful woman, he chuckled and said she may be plain, but she could be a good housekeeper as he looked at me. Thanks for showcasing my domestic skills. The conversation picked up, and his mother said,
I'd like to see your family's home.
Of course. I'd be delighted to show her around. Let's have a stay in the countryside. Please relax and take it easy. It sounds like it'll be a fun little trip. My name is May. I'm 28. I moved to the city after high school for college and later got a job at a design company. I still can't get used to the crowded trains after all these years, but I'm enjoying both my job and living on my own. My boyfriend, who I've been dating for a year, is Kevin.
I likes your unpretentious and slightly airheaded side.
He always says, complimenting me. He's also a reliable senior colleague at my work. He is serious and hard at work. Also, he's kind enough to stand up for me against scary bosses. He's all around a great guy. He invited me out for a meal today because he said he has something to talk about. I wonder what it could be. Normally, he comes over to my apartment and wants to eat home-cooked meals, but making a reservation and going out to eat. Could he possibly be proposing? Is it okay to get my hopes up? Or is it still too early? Nervously, we arrived at the restaurant, which had a fancy exterior. Wow, fancy! I couldn't help but exclaim in admiration, and he whispered softly,
It's a full-course meal. Are you okay with this kind of place?
Yeah, I'm not picky. I answered with a smile, although I felt a bit puzzled by his gaze, which was different from usual. Well-postured staff members brought each dish one by one. Wine was poured into large glasses, and bite-sized dishes were elegantly arranged on equally large plates. They were topped with a mysterious sauce that I could never replicate myself, and they tasted absolutely divine. But still, I feel like he's been staring at me intently since earlier. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing.
Could he possibly be waiting for the right moment to propose? I'm getting so excited with anticipation before the course is even over. By the time dessert arrives, he smiles and says,
You passed.
What? I wonder what that could mean. And it seems there were cases of failing too.
I've been evaluating you.
What do you mean?
You can cook decently, you're tidy, your table manners are impeccable, you're modest and humble, which is preferable in a potential wife.
He took out a small box and showed me its contents, surprising me.
I want to marry you.
Just as I suspected. As I gleamed with joy, he slid the ring onto my finger.
I want to introduce you to my parent. Would you come to my house and meet them?
There's no reason to refuse. I nodded and gazed dreamily at the sparkling ring. He revealed to me he only has his mother. His parents divorced when he was in elementary school. His mother raised him in a single-parent family. After the divorce, she started her own diet food company, and now it's among the top in online sales. She's now a female CEO with 10 employees under her. Apparently, there are trade secrets that only his mother knows about. I wonder what kind of person she is. I'm looking forward to meeting her. The day came soon enough. Since it's my first time meeting for marriage greetings, I'm really nervous. I mustn't be rude. I chose a more elegant dress than usual. I have to be careful not to trip, especially since I'm naturally clumsy, as he would admit.
Are you nervous by any chance?
He asked me as we walked side by side. Not at all. I lied, not wanting to cause him any worry. Then he said, "Don't you realize?" Realize what?
Your face looks tense and your walk is awkward. Smile like you always do.
Seeing him smile, I smiled too. I felt the tension release and my whole body relaxed. I must have been tense for quite a while. Sorry, I'm actually nervous, and it's been a while since I've worn heels.
No need to apologize.
I'm clumsy, so I was worried about making a mistake.
It's okay. If you're my fiance, my mom will like you too.
Being called fiance made me feel embarrassed and nervous again. But looking into his gentle eyes, I felt calm. He's truly special to me after all. I took a deep breath and tried to steady my breathing. I'll trust him when he says he likes me unpretentious. His family's condominium was on the top floor of an impressive building. A spacious entrance with a large window offering a panoramic view. The rooms were all in white, adorned with a chandelier. It felt like a model home. His mother, Lily, who greeted me, was what you might call a beautiful middle-aged woman. She has an elegant appearance with the aura of female president. Was the height of her styled bangs a symbol of nobility? When she moved, it was as if she carried her own actress spotlight. Incredible, almost too incredible. Her dedication to beauty was thorough. She gestured for me to sit down. As she scrutinized me from head to toe, I couldn't help but feel nervous again.
So, where are your parents from?
They're from Maine.
I thought so. You have a country look.
Well, can you tell?
Well, yes, you look plain.
Lily stared at my face intently. I wondered if I could hide my country look by putting on makeup properly and returned her gaze. Her false eyelashes fluttered.
Kevin, do you like women like her?
Yeah, she may be plain, but she'd make a good housewife.
He said, emphasizing my ability to do housework.
Yeah, she better be a good housewife.
Lily chimed in.
These days, women are expected to work and take care of the household. If you think you can rely on your husband, you're mistaken. Learn from me, who raised child alone while succeeding as the CEO.
I listened attentively while nodding. I respect women who have their own opinions. I believe that spouses should help each other. Everyone has their own thoughts, which is fine.
Do you have any special skills?
I'm good at cooking. I learned it at home.
Well,
I'm conscious of the nutritional balance, and I try to use ingredients without waste, so I put some effort into it.
I see. You're just as I imagined.
Really? That makes me happy.
You've got that cool look about you.
A pool look. Is that a compliment? His face, sitting next to me, wears the same smile as always. Hey, right now.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Maybe I misheard. There's no way she'd say I look poor to someone she met for the first time.
I hate having to restrain myself.
What?
Because I hate it, I worked desperately to become wealthy.
I see. Before I knew it, Lily was holding a large wine glass. She effortlessly downed the bright ruby-colored wine. Is she drunk?
For me, wine is like water.
Oh, really?
It's the president's pastime.
Is that so?
To discuss wine at my level, you're about 30 years too early.
I see.
Yeah, to mature like wine, people need a lot of money, don't they?
Oh, is that so?
What do you think?
I don't quite get what they're talking about. Anyway, let's just ignore the wine talk. Well, my parents taught me to use money wisely.
That's good. Just follow your parents' advice and use your money carefully, little by little. And when the time is right, quit your current job and come work for my company.
I'll think about it.
Just so you know, when I say work for me, I mean it. Don't expect to get paid.
Oh, I see. That's how it is. Well, if it's just helping out and I don't have to quit my job, then it should be fine. Yes, I understand.
That's a good response. When the time comes, I'll teach you the secrets of my business that only I know.
Is that okay? Thank you.
You're so naive and amusing. You must have grown up in a relaxed countryside. I'd like to see your hometown.
Sure, you're welcome to visit.
Sorry.
Please come visit my hometown. If Lily wants it, I definitely want to accommodate. I invited the two to my rural hometown. Since they're going to be FMY Emily, my parents at home will surely welcome them warmly. But for some reason, she declined. Why not?
I didn't mean it that way.
There's no need to hesitate if she said they want to see it. I persist. Please come without saying such things.
No, I mean the countryside. Isn't it inconvenient?
But you said you wanted to see my hometown.
Yeah, but
We'll entertain you to the fullest. Freshly picked vegetables, fruits. It's delicious and good for your beauty.
but
We have plenty of lobsters, all you can eat.
well, lobster's all you can eat.
Upon hearing that, Lily gladly agreed. When I called my parents, they were naturally thrilled.
Bringing your fiance. That's exciting.
My mother was surprised but very pleased.
His mom, Lily, is a female CEO. I must be careful not to be rude.
My father was flustered. I'm also looking forward to it. Please treat them well. I requested for a courteous hospitality from my future husband and my particular mother-in-law. The day before departure,
Hey, what's your hometown like?
he asked me, "What do you mean, like normal?"
I'm not good with countryside, you know.
Really? It was a shock. The fact couldn't be changed.
It must be inconvenient to get around, right? Shopping must be tough too.
Yeah,
I definitely wouldn't want to live there.
I couldn't reply. Was he always this kind of person? Being casually belittled about my hometown, I felt a bit hurt. I decided to ask about something that had been bothering me for the past few days. You've been acting different lately.
How so?
Since I visited your house, your attitude seems cold, or rather, there have been more comments that bother me. He let out an exaggerated sigh.
I'm disappointed in you. I just expressed my opinion.
I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention.
If you're going to be my wife, you should understand me, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's why people from the countryside are like,
Oh no, I've upset him. I phrased that wrong. Wait, what does being from the countryside have to do with understanding your spouse? Despite feeling uneasy, tomorrow is the departure day. Maybe he's nervous just like I was. That must be it. It's okay, don't worry. I've already taken action. Besides, my parents are very kind, and I'm sure he'll feel so comfortable that he won't want to leave. Let's change the negative image of the countryside. Departure day. I've booked a business class flight, of course, and we're finally heading to my parents' home.
I shouldn't have agreed to go after all. I've been attracted to lobsters.
Lily keeps muttering to herself. She must be tired from work. Poor thing. If she could see the clear air and vast sky of the countryside, her mood would surely improve. It's a nice place, different from the city.
What?
I think you'll like it, Lily.
Like what? There's only Costco if you want to go shopping anyway, right?
That's true. And it's a 30-minute drive away.
The countryside doesn't have much, unlike the city.
Shall we do a room tour? Both the house and the garden are spacious. It's fun.
No way. Countryside houses are just big, that's all.
That's when he intervened.
come on, Mom, let's just go see it once.
Well, yes, she'll have to do her best as a daughter-in-law, after all.
Yay, that's right.
Well, if Kevin says so, there's nothing I can do.
It seems her mood has improved thanks to him. But they really do have such a good relationship. It's enviable. Until we reached our destination, they kept making jokes, making me laugh. Then out of nowhere, he turns to me and says,
I'm always in trouble because you're so laid back.
and Lily chimes in with something funny. Isn't it because of the time difference between the countryside and the city? There's no time difference, you know. That's funny.
I know, right?
Lily really knows how to keep the mood light. Later on, he says, Mom, you look like you're struggling with that luggage. I'm carrying heavy stuff too, you know? And Lily adds, yeah, true. But is there a daughter-in-law out there willing to carry the burden of her husband and mother-in-law? She looks puzzled as she says, I wonder where she is. It's truly a puzzling problem. Where can you find a daughter-in-law who can carry so much luggage? We had a good time while having such exchanges. Maybe they're feeling grumpy because of the travel. Let's get you settled in at home quickly. When the plane landed at the airport, a car from my parents' house was waiting for us. The driver opened the door and greeted us with welcome back. He seemed curious and asked, Is he your dad? I replied, Yeah, he's our private driver. His surprised expression said it all.
Private driver.
Lily chimed in, Well, you need a car to get around, right? It's not uncommon in the countryside. Probably your parents have given up their licenses.
Oh, yay, I guess so.
My parents drive cars and other vehicles, but I don't think I need to correct them. After driving for a while, we saw familiar scenery. I said, We're here.
Where?
Not yet.
Both of them looked around. At first glance, it looks like a tree-lined street, but we've already passed the entrance gate to the house.
What? Are we already inside the property?
Yes, we'll drive a bit more. The entrance is far and quite a hassle.
Feels like we're in the middle of a forest.
Exactly. Even though the gardener takes care of it every day, it's still a lot to manage.
Well, it's the countryside, isn't it? Nothing unusual.
What's wrong? Their voice is trembling. Is it possibly car sickness? When we stopped at the entrance, Lily's mouth fell open, staring at the building. Maybe she's feeling unwell after all. Lily, are you okay?
Is this really your family home?
Yes, it's newly rebuilt, so it's quite modern. Kevin next to me muttered, "It's huge." It's 990 square meters, but it's not that big since it's a single-story building. It's like a maze, fun to explore.
It must be just big.
At the entrance, as the woman welcomed me back, taking my bags, Kevin asked me, "Who is she?" "That's Becky, the maid."
Maid?
They both scrutinized Becky as she bowed her head. "She's the one who taught me everything, such as cooking, sewing, ballet, horseback riding, and even violin."
Well, if she taught you, it's only natural you'd have good table manners.
Well, it's nothing special. It's just common in the countryside.
Mom, do you really need a maid in the countryside?
Quiet. It's embarrassing. If you're my son, act more respectable.
I see.
Just a country bumpkin. That's what you are. That's why.
Now then, though it might be tiring, let's go on the promised house tour right away. I have nothing to hide, so I want them to see everything. First, my father's proud painting collection. It's said to be worth $50,000. And then the theater room, sauna, and private gym. Oh, is this a study? Perhaps. It's locked. Looks like they've added on again. Every time I come back, there's a new room.
Hey, you said this was normal, but isn't it a lie to call this big house normal? Are you rich or something?
He says as we walk down the long corridor, turning it around. "Isn't your house not normal?"
My house is, if anything, richer than normal, right? My mom's the CEO.
What does normal even mean? As I ponder that, I continue down the hallway. The rooms I've led the two into are designed like a resort hotel. "Please stay here tonight."
Stay? No, we're going home. Right, Mom?
"No way. I've prepared the finest shampoo and bath salts for you two."
Sorry, but Mom's itching to get back to the city as soon as possible. Right, Mom?
Well, not bad, I must say.
Lily seemed to approve. Since we're here, might as well have them unwind from their usual stress. Let's also request Becky's specialty, a foot reflexology massage. Then I'll guide them to the living room where my parents are waiting. After the formal greetings, Lily pulled out a long, slender box, saying it's nothing special, but bringing a gift like this is thoughtful of her. Inside, there seems to be an expensive-looking wine.
Oh, thank you so much. This is wonderful.
I couldn't come empty-handed, right? It's a rare wine, almost wasted on someone who doesn't appreciate its taste.
Hearing that, my mother happily remarks,
I love it too. I even import wines personally.
Importer.
We import and sell wines from overseas wineries to French restaurants and hotels.
Oh, that's good.
My mother happily shares about the wines. It seems that the room they expanded earlier is a wine cellar.
Vol wine.
We have both inventory and collections.
Oh, I see.
Lily, with a trembling voice, impressed, says,
How about joining us for a tasting event next time?
My mother's eyes sparkle as she suggests. Lily, you're in luck. You can discuss wine with my mother.
Oh, yay. If schedules permit, I'd love to.
With my wine-savvy mother, he'll have no shortage of conversation partners. I hope they enjoy discussing to their heart's content. Dad said,
For dinner, we'll have lobster prepared by our maid and red wine.
Lobster and red wine.
Mom, if you drink, you won't be able to leave on time, right? You've always said you don't want to stay in the countryside.
Just eat first and then think about it.
If you're worried about time, I'll send you back by helicopter. It's faster than going by plane since I built a heliport nearby.
Seriously, helicopter, what's that?
It's a helicopter, my hobby.
oh no. Lily seemed suddenly dizzy. Kevin held her up and said,
This is definitely not an ordinary family.
Suddenly, Lily's eyes widen. I've decided. She grabs the hands of the surprised parents and says excitedly,
Let's start business.
What?
I'm worried if my company will be accepted in the countryside, but if you have as much, well, not money, but power, then there's nothing to worry about. With my sons around, everything will be fine, right? It's not a bad deal, is it?
She suddenly brightens up. My parents are speechless.
If you can expand the company enough to make it work in the countryside, I'll even consider handing it over to you.
Oh, well,
Is there something bothering you? I see, you're worried about spending your retirement in the countryside like this.
excuse me.
If you want to live comfortably in the city, I'll support your move. I can even lend you my daughter-in-law occasionally.
She talks fluently in business mode. Beside her, Kevin maintains his sales smile.
By the way, what kind of company is it?
My mother asked Lily, who was excited. As if waiting for it, Lily started explaining about diet foods.
I also sell beauty-related products. Diet products have evolved, haven't they?
Lily's eyes widened at his mother's words.
Didn't you mention earlier that your job was in wine sales?
I've only recently started with wine.
Wow, you're doing so well in various fields. That's amazing.
Oh, not really.
We're counting on your efforts.
Lily tried to take my mother's hand, but my father gently intervened.
Let's talk about this another time, slowly. Forget about work today.
Until dinner was ready, they decided to relax in the room. Lily's murmuring, "If it's like this, I'd love to come stay again," was heard. If negative feelings about the countryside have diminished, there couldn't be anything happier. When the table setting was done, Becky, the maid, called us over.
Come with me.
We headed to the guest room. I wondered if they had come to call me because dinner was ready, but I was instructed to wait in front of the door. "Excuse me," she said, and only she entered.
Oh, it's you, the maid, right? Did you come for the foot massage?
Yes, that's right.
Please give me a massage.
What am I supposed to do here? I could hear the conversation inside the room. It was Becky who spoke up.
I have something to say. Could you consider this marriage never happened?
What?
Hey, what's this maid trying to say?
He interjected with a half smile.
Be quiet.
What?
Watch your mouth.
What's going on?
How did she say that? I couldn't even utter a word due to my astonishment.
Seems like you know the secrets of great business.
What are you trying to say?
Besides, you guys seem to have a lot of intimate partners.
Hey, hold on. Did you hire a detective or something? That's our privacy.
Don't act so defiantly. Premarital background checks are quite common.
What's going on here? Is this for real? I couldn't help but listen nervously to the conversation through the door.
What do you want?
Sorry.
Fine. Stop being a maid in this countryside and work under me. Ouch.
You have a pool liver.
It seems like she's in the middle of a reflexology massage.
I'll pass.
Why not? We're counting on someone like you who's seen the business of this family. You get it, right? Also, the pay will be good.
Your company is already finished.
Excuse me.
The secrets of business, was it? I guess knockoff products must sell well.
Why would you say that? Ouch. Stop pushing so hard.
Engaging in such fraudulent business practices will eventually ruin you.
Are you going to ignore accusations of plagiarism and fraud? What's wrong with making smart money?
Smart? Isn't it just cunning, which is a mistake?
No, ouch.
Liars tend to feel pain at this pressure point.
What?
I held my breath. My blood ran cold. It wasn't just the conversation's content. I knew her reflexology massage was excruciatingly painful.
Ow, stop it, please.
Upon hearing Lily's scream, I couldn't bear it any longer and burst into the room. Becky. Kevin was surprised by my sudden appearance, but quickly rushed over to me.
Listen to me. This woman is trying to set up my mom. If things continue like this, our marriage will be ruined.
He pleaded with tears in his eyes.
Soon, the company will be mine. Even if you're slow, you understand, right? Protecting my mom means protecting our future. Your parents will rely on me and my mom if they come to the city they've always admired. So you should step in and handle things smoothly, right?
Despite his rapid-fire speech that made me hesitate, there's something I need to make clear. My parents, you see, handed over the company they ran in New York to my brother and moved to the countryside to relax.
What?
So there's no longing for the city on their end.
Hey, weren't you supposed to be a big shot in the countryside?
Why do you have such prejudice and preconceptions about rural areas? I just can't understand you anymore. Is it true that you have another intimate woman? Do you really love me? His voice grew rough, as if the question had struck a nerve.
Shut up. I never thought you were this kind of woman.
Instead of answering whether he loved me, I was met with harsh words. I was stunned. I couldn't speak from the shock.
Stop it.
Becky said.
Stay out of this.
He suddenly changed.
And who do you think you are?
Becky didn't back down.
What? I'm the guest, aren't I?
No, you're not.
I retorted firmly to his astonishment.
You're a con artist who looks down on people and deceives them.
Did you hear that? She's calling us con artists. Isn't that awful, addressing your future husband like that?
He stared at me.
Yes, it's awful.
Lily exclaimed. Hearing that, I replied, yes, indeed, unacceptable.
See, this maid should be fired.
No, this marriage is unacceptable.
How come?
Really?
Didn't you hear? Absolutely not.
No way.
I requested the background check. I asked Becky to arrange it with the agency.
Why? Couldn't you trust me?
He asked in a trembling voice. I've been suspicious ever since you invited me to dinner, wondering if choosing you was really okay.
Since way back.
Yeah,
Why? I said you passed, didn't I?
I chuckled at his desperation. You've been failing since way back.
Sorry.
Hey, what are you saying? Lily interjected. Why are you such arrogant people? Aren't you embarrassed?
Well,
Seems like she's at a loss for words.
what a big mouth this chick is.
What are you saying to Mom? Take it back.
Even though I was being yelled at, I felt surprisingly calm. Not scared at all. In fact, I felt nothing but disdain for this woman. First, take back what you said to me about being a poor-looking maid, all of it.
You deceived me. So this is your true nature. Wearing a mask of innocence.
That's my line. Ever since meeting Lily, you've suddenly become so rough with me. Did you gain confidence because you found an ally?
Don't get cocky.
I calmly stared at him, his face flushed with anger. I'm disappointed in you, making such a big deal out of city versus countryside.
A plain woman like you, I could have you kicked out of the company, so be prepared, okay?
You don't even have the authority, yet you're trying to act all high and mighty. Aren't you embarrassed? The two of them glared at me with heavy breaths. I am really disgusted.
I'm leaving. If I stay in this countryside any longer, I'll turn into a hick, no more.
Lily grabbed her things and her jacket, hurling insults like a child. My parents rushed over upon hearing this.
What's wrong?
Nothing at all.
If you are leaving, please take this with you.
And she handed over a paper bag.
Oh, lobster, did you wrap it up for me?
No, it's wine that you brought.
What?
My mother replied apologetically.
This wine was stored improperly, and it's in terrible condition. We don't want something like this in the house, so please take it back.
You're telling me to take back what I gave you.
Actually, it's surprising you brought such worthless wine.
What?
Your value is just like that wine.
My mother's poorly timed joke left them both with strained smiles, but they didn't bother to smooth things over. With that final blow, the two of them left, unable to say anything in return, looking frustrated. They didn't listen to any attempts to stop them. It seemed like they were just trying to escape. However, it's a 3-hour walk from here to the station, and the bus comes only every 2 hours. I wish I had called the taxi for them, but it's irrelevant now. and they can do as they please. My parents were puzzled as to why they suddenly left. I'll explain it slowly after showing them the background investigation report. For now, let's just enjoy the lobsters. Afterward, of course, I returned the ring and we pretended like there was never any talk of engagement. Although my parents didn't ask further, I'm sure they understand everything. However, I feel sorry for what I did to Becky, who had prepared so much.
Next time, bring your partner sooner, and I'll help you assess them.
She gave me such reassuring words, so I won't hesitate to do that. By the way, conducting a background check on a potential spouse was something my parents had told me repeatedly since I was a student. No matter how much you love them, always do it for your future, to avoid getting hurt. At the time, I didn't understand, but now I'm grateful. If we had gotten married back then, it would have been a marriage full of regrets. My parents, who have been doing business in the city while being seasoned, are very calm now. They should have seen through Lily's shallowness. It's about doing your job properly. After a while, I received an apology from Kevin.
You're the only one for me. My mom is an honest person.
He clung to me with such remarks, but it made no sense. What was good about this person again? Maybe Lily told you to say that?
No.
Because she's rich and seems useful, so hold on to her as a connection?
Hey, how did you know?
It's easy to understand the shallow thoughts of people like you. I didn't think he was such a jerk. It made me realize how blind I was. A mama's boy trapped in his own arrogance and prejudice. Twice the trouble when paired with his mom. He's the worst choice for a husband. Unless he realizes and changes, any woman he dates will be unfit from the moment they meet. Do your best, and please don't contact me again. I said, then blocked his calls. When I explained the situation to my company, I got transferred to another department on a different floor, which I had been hoping for. I won't have to worry about running into him anymore. Right? The next department doesn't have any strict old ladies, so I'll stop dressing so plainly and start being stylish. I actually like fancy clothes and makeup. By the way, his reputation at work has taken a nosedive. I haven't told anyone about the situation at my home. He's the one who exposed himself.
Even though she looks poor, her family is rich. I thought I found a good housekeeper, but oh well.
Talking so loudly like that, it's no wonder his reputation is taking a hit. He won't find a marriage partner in this company. Taking over a failing company from his mother doesn't make much sense now. While city apartments might be nice, everyone has their own comfort and values, so criticizing or denying others' choices is wrong. What's normal anyway? It's not right to impose your idea of normalcy on others. I love my one-room apartment where I live now. It's my own little castle. Who can decide on superiority or inferiority, or pass or fail? Everyone is different, and that's okay. We all learned that when we were little, right? We have our rules, they have theirs.